Sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, July the 5th, 2023. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. RadioPete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hi.
What's up, everybody?
How are you?
Happy America's birthday.
Happy belated America's birthday. Happy belated 4th of July. Hope everybody was safe yesterday. Hope everybody was happy. Hope you barbecued if you barbecued, went somewhere if you went somewhere on vacation. Hope you were safe with your drinking and drank responsibly. But enjoyed it.
Safety first.
I got all my fingers.
There you go.
Made it through another year.
So you even have 11 fingers.
Yeah. Well, I used to.
I used to, right.
Now it's 10.
Now it's 10.
His third pinky.
I JPP'd myself back to normality.
There you go.
JP.
All right.
It's now an adverb.
It's now an adverb.
A verb.
Or just a verb. Yeah, it's a verb. Yeah.
Is he still playing that claw?
I believe so.
He is,
right?
yeah.
I think
He played last year, right?
Yeah, he played last year. He did.
He had a pretty good year too. I think he was a Pro Bowler.
He's on the Bucks.
That's right, with his oven mitt.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Got a couple of opening
Salvos.
opening salvos. Yeah. Get a couple of opening slides here. I saw this the other day. I thought this was interesting. Being, just it was 4th of July. It's beach weather, right? It's beach time. It's summer, right? This is a sign.
Speak for
the
yourself.
beach. A sign for the on the beach. What do you think of it? Please, no smoking alcohol on the beach.
Well, I agree with that. You don't really want your alcohol to smoke. Although these craft brewers probably have, some sort of smoked amber ale.
Oh well, no. There's a couple of good smoked beers. There's a Facebook group called This Week in Rauch Beer. Rauch Beer is a German style of smoked beer.
Oh God, please make sure I never come in contact with any of them.
I would say
how many
on punctuation.
I would say so.
How many might have cost them like $2 less than had they put the comma in there.
Had they put the comma in there, right? Yeah, it's possible. What were you going to say, Harry?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. All right. I got you. All right. Then it was this. I thought this was interesting. Here we go. Easter fun for the kids and knife sharpening, too.
Is that out of focus?
A little bit.
All right.
It's the pictures out of focus.
It seems like the same thing.
Do you remember the...
It's a bit redundant.
I can't even make this up, but in our hometown, there was a blind guy that came around and offered to sharpen
knives.
Yep.
Yep. You're absolutely right. There was.
Welcome to our childhood.
There you go. Gotta love. We should do one. We should do a show on that.
The name of his company was "What Could Go Wrong."
Exactly. I gotta love it. Then I saw this one. This was pretty interesting. Milk a cow, $3. 2 people, $5.
Well,
if you want to milk
out of business,
milk 2 people,
yeah.
I can't do it for
milking
5.
I would do it for. I charge at least $25 for 2.
Yeah, I got to get at least $17.50 for 2 people.
Exactly.
Yeah, 25's pushing it, but hey, my carpal tunnel is just
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Well, you gotta learn to use both hands.
Exactly.
Well, obviously, for 2 people, you got to use 2 hands.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't say simultaneously. That's extra.
That is true. That is true. It does not say at the same time.
It says 2 people.
I do them both at the same time.
Well, you're young.
Yes.
All right.
Moving on. That sounds like a great massage parlor. Milk it.
Milk it. All right. That would be, Andrea. Anyway. Next one. I'm not sure. Speaking of milk, cheese tasting coffee.
Nice. Aren't people putting cheese in their coffee now? The flat Earth, I don't know, whatever they're. What do they want? The dinosaur? They want to live like the paleo people.
Paleo people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm also trying to figure out what that sign is there underneath it, the street sign. Is that like a crosswalk with a railroad track in the middle of it, or
crosswalk with a
wall in the middle of it, or
it's crosswalk. It's crosswalk divided by crosswalk.
Right.
I think there's like flying spears that occasionally come out.
Occasionally flow through the crosswalk area. I guess.
So you have to just, you're taking a risk if you use that.
Yeah, be careful. Well, you get to the third hash mark on the crosswalk and just look both ways like Frogger before you cross the rest of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say that cheese coffee, they do at least have a line in between the tasting and the coffee.
Right.
But not between the cheese and tasting.
No, well, I'm wondering. I mean, that's if you think about it, that's
right.
Like that's
cheese
an unusual shop.
And coffee.
Yeah, like those.
That's a stinky place. Imagine going there to check your email. You're gonna come home smell.
Yeah, like coffee is not what you would want to drink if you were tasting, different cheeses.
Right, cheese tasting and coffee.
Maybe they couldn't. Well,
it depends on if it's coffee flavored cheese, and cheese flavored coffee.
Yeah, you're trying to get their liquor license so they can have wine and cheese, but
there you go.
Well, we don't have it yet, so coffee then.
There you go. Yeah. Then there's this. I thought this was like spot on, actually. Shrimp is discontinued. Sorry for the incontinence. Now, I would assume they're apologizing to the people that have eaten the shrimp already.
Well, they thought so. It says shrimp is discontinued. No punctuation. Sorry for the There's a heart over that. Incontinence management. Yeah.
Right. So, well, if you're going to order a 6-piece platter of shrimp for $1.99, you should expect incontinence.
I mean, 4-piece hand breaded. What kind? I mean, I've never seen shrimp like that shape. So what else is in that hand breaded?
Yeah, that's not a shrimp.
Hand breaded bread.
Shrimp. Yeah, that's just like a roll.
Yeah, but that's not
the cocktail part of the shrimp cocktail is Kool-Aid. It's like 6 pieces of shrimp with a tub of Kool-Aid or Jello in the middle.
Is that an N inside the heart? It almost looks like a P.
It is. It is an I-N.
Are you sure? It looks like a P to me.
Maybe LP, like an LP.
Maybe sorry for the LP incontinence, or sorry for the incontinence.
Sorry for the lip incontinence.
I think they started writing incontinence, and then I don't know, thought they were getting it wrong, and then decided to carry on, and then they put a heart over it.
And they just put the heart over it so they can just cover up their mistake.
So they go, just throw a heart over it, and it'll be so confusing.
I mean, look,
no one will know what it says.
Number one, is somebody buying that platter? They don't read. They just see shrimp and
for $1.99.
They see something breaded, a tub of Kool-Aid, and $1.99, and they're going, done. I'm good.
Well, yeah. I mean, the one on the right, that looks pretty appetizing.
Well,
if you're starving.
For $1.99, yeah.
Where would that be? Where do you think that is?
I don't know.
There's a little bit of a logo up on the left side there, yeah.
It's somebody's picnic table, yeah.
I feel like
it's Frankie's shrimp barn or something.
It's at a garage sale.
Right,
I believe you're eating outside under an umbrella.
Well, that is my point, though. So
there's definitely no umbrella.
I'm thinking that the management is apologizing to the people that have already eaten the shrimp.
Well, they're also apologizing because there's no bathroom.
Have fun. Exactly.
Here's your buffet of shrimp on a hot picnic bench in a parking lot in the middle of fucking Secaucus. Have fun.
There you go. Anyway,
if you feel incontinenced, there's a bucket around the back.
There's
back. Nothing. You just
a couple of leaves on the ground. Have at it.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's a portalet on the job site across the street, the construction site. That's about it.
And then one more. We got one more. Housing Pendle. Playing of ball games, riding of cycles, and the exorcising of dogs is strictly prohibited.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can't have any dog exorcisms. on
there's people out here that you can hire to do a dog exorcism.
Really?
Yeah. I bet they added
pickleball.
Pickleball to that.
They probably did.
Yes.
Ball games. It's covered ball games, so it's anything.
Yeah.
So pocket pool is out.
Pocket pool's out.
The riding of cycles. This sounds like the Mr. Peterman wrote this. The playing of ball games and the riding of cycles is strictly prohibited.
Let's not forget the exercising of dogs.
Exercising of dogs.
What is the difference between prohibited
it wasn't
and
the
prohibited?
circumcision of dogs?
Yeah, prohibited and strictly prohibited. Yeah, you're right. Like, because if it's prohibited,
like what if it's prohibited, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So if you do it, they go, well, you're not supposed to, but we'll let it go this time.
Yeah, strictly
If it's
prohibited.
strictly prohibited, they cut your hand.
We're not fucking around.
You leave the demons inside the dog.
Exactly. Leave the dog alone. Let him do what he needs to do. So, all right. Well, I thought they were fun for the week. Thought you'd enjoy them. There you go.
That was a pretty good group.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff. All right.
Anytime we've got jokes about shrimp and dogs, I'm in.
Is that Sean Connery?
Oh, Monty Penny.
His brother.
It's his brother.
Liam.
Connery.
That reminds me of a guy I knew in college.
Liam Connery.
He thought that he was a great impressionist and he was terrible. And then finally he realized, so he just used to say it was a relative of whoever he was. Like he was good enough that you could kind of know who he was trying to do. And then what he did. Was that supposed to be Sean Connery? No, that's his brother.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Obviously.
I forgot about that.
That's great.
Thank you for bringing that memory.
What is he doing now, you think?
Sean Connery?
No.
Sean Connery or Mark?
I know what Sean Connery's doing.
Catcher Bart or whatever his name was. He's probably dead.
Oh, really? Both of them?
Yeah, he drank a lot.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, we weren't good friends. Just a guy that I knew.
On that happy note.
I thought maybe we could find him and have him on the podcast.
Let me put it this way. He's dead, Jim.
Hey. I tell you,
that was Dr. Ligament McCoy.
Ligament McCoy. Just a simple country doctor. Okay.
All right.
Let's get going on. So we
going to start this podcast?
Let's start it up.
Yeah,
we got our MLB just a quickie here. Here we go. Let's jump into it. Okay. We've been doing these pick one in their primes. Okay, so we got another one tonight. Pick one in their prime. Harry, you start this one.
Right.
Pick one in their prime. Keith Hernandez or Don Mattingly?
That's a tough one. I mean, God, they're almost equal, right? I'm going to go with Mattingly.
I'm shocked.
Slightly better hitter.
There you go. Pete?
Yeah, I'll take Mattingly.
William?
I'll take either of them right now. I'll take them as they are right now.
Exactly.
Both of them could start for the Yankees and the Mets.
And the Mets, yeah. Just as long as they were on different days or different times of at least the same day, it's fine with me. I'm going with Keith. But
Keith.
Yeah, but they're interchangeable. But I'll go with Keith.
It was the Seinfeld appearance that did it, wasn't it?
It did. It was. It does. It was Newman calling him pretty boy. It was did it for me. All right. That brings us to our. Well, what'd you think of that one, by the way? Just curious.
What did I think of just a quickie?
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It was quick.
It was quick, right?
I'm trying to remember the other just
up to its name.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right.
Remember?
Yes. See, this is what I do. See, I had to do something really quick, so I figured I'd throw that in there to stall for about 5 seconds.
So we do just a quickie, then we do the just a quickie poll.
Right?
And now we move on.
Yeah, it's like when you go to that one place. You go to that one place you never go to because it saved you 10% on a purchase. You get a text for 6 months asking you to take a survey.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, how would you rate this? Just a quickie.
I had American
What's your
Express
experience?
fucking harass me for 6 days straight because I didn't pay my bill. Texts, phone calls, everything else. I paid my bill. Okay. 3 days later, I got to call them and go, "Why isn't my card active again?" I have to get on the line with them, call my bank, and verify that the purchase, which was already cleared, went through. And then I get a survey asking how was our service. In the immortal words of Logan Roy, "Fuck off."
There you go.
It was lousy and unnecessary.
That was lousy and unnecessary. There
Yeah.
you go. All right.
I didn't get a T-shirt.
And I didn't get one damn T-shirt. All right, that brings us to our quiz. This week is top Yankees and Mets shortstops of all time. Top Yankees and Mets shortstops of all time. I'm going to give you 6. You know the drill. I'm going to give you 6. 4 got to stay. 2 got to go. Write these down. Here we go. We're going to start off with Mr. Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, number 2.
DJ.
Derek Jeter.
Right.
Jose Reyes.
All right, next.
Bucky fucking Dent. As the people in Boston affectionately call him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Bucky Dent. What?
By the way, he did not get the winning hit in that game in '78.
No, he did not. Ray Ordonez. Holy cow! Mr. Phil Rizzuto.
Scooter
Rizzuto. And rounded out with Bud Harrelson. So we got Derek Jeter, Jose Reyes, Bucky Dent, Ray Ordonez, Phil Rizzuto, and Bud Harrelson. Radio Pete, you start us.
All right. Well, Dent's going by.
Okay.
Now, normally, you know who I would take out next.
Normally.
But he was pretty good.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, he had really good teams around him. That's why he won. He was a system
shortstop.
Talking about Ordonez?
Well,
so normally I would throw DJ out, but the heart and soul of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
Scooter was really, really good too, right?
Scooter was very good.
Bud Harrelson, how do you get rid of Bud Harrelson? I'd take Ray Ordonez off the list.
Mm-hmm. So
Great defensively, didn't hit for shit.
No, not really, but you know. So you're going Derek Jeter, Jose Reyes, Phil Rizzuto, and Bud Harrelson. Do you remember that Ray Ordonez was 1/4 of the best infield ever in baseball?
Yeah, how many World Series did he win?
0.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Fair enough. All right, Harry.
Well, Ordonez is definitely off here. He was fucking horrible. Shouldn't even be mentioned at the same breath as Derek Jeter.
He was a great.
He was all right. Reyes was a better overall player.
Of course, but Ray Ordonez was a great defensive shortstop.
Yeah,
I do actually pick him on my when I build a team on the Nintendo 64 All-Star Baseball 2001. I often put Ordonez on the team just for his defensive abilities, but that's only because shortstop is not one of the players I draft early. So I'm like, well, there's nobody who can hit who's left. I'll just take the best.
I'll take the B Stephens guy. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go. I mean, Jeter and Rizzuto have to be on there. And how many am I picking? 4?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Bucky Dent, Ray Ordonez. Bud Harrelson was okay, and Reyes was okay, but I think I think Ordonez and Dent overall were better players. And Bucky Dent, 2-time World Series champ, 3-time All-Star, World Series MVP. Hit 250 career wise. So I'm gonna go with them. Although I do agree, Reyes was a good player. But Harrelson, it's hard. He was also sort of in that camp, much better defensively than he was offensively by any means. But yeah, I'm sticking by my decision.
So you're going Derek Jeter, Bucky Dent, Ray Ordonez, and Phil Rizzuto.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, there you go. If you're playing along at home, I pick Derek Jeter, Jose Reyes, Phil Rizzuto, and Bud Harrelson. Those would be mine. I would concur with Pete.
You're leaving Ordonez off the list. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
how many years did he play for the Mets? Quite a while, right? Like 8 years or something.
He was there about
7, 8 years.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing: like Reyes, when it comes to base running and batting and anything and all around or whatever, I like Reyes better. But I want my shortstop to be killer on the.
Wait, who did you take?
You mean you like Ordonez better? So you're going with Ray. Who did I take off? I took off Reyes and Harrelson.
You'd take Ray Ordonez over Jose Reyes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
He hit like 80 points higher and was a good defensive player.
All right.
Well,
there you go. Well, there you have it. There you have it, folks. All right.
I mean, if we really are talking, yeah.
Interesting.
All
right.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good one.
That was a good one. Thought-provoking.
I thought we were going to be on the same page there.
All right. There you go. All right. That moves us to the MLB question of the week. Question of the week. This is something that's scintillating in everybody. Inquiring minds want to know our thoughts on this. I certainly do want to know both of your thoughts on this. Here we go. Question of the week is as follows. And it doesn't matter. You know what? Harry, you go first on this one. Will the Mets ever play consistently good baseball this year?
What is your definition of consistently good baseball?
More than 2 in a row.
Yeah.
More than 3 in a row.
Possibly.
More than 5 in a row.
I think the Mets are going to have a way better second half of the season than their first half of the season.
That's not saying a lot.
I think the Mets are going to make it to the playoffs. I'm telling you. They're going to turn this. They've got a lot of. They got enough pieces. They're going to make it work.
All right. I hope you're right.
They just have to avoid playing Atlanta 25 times in the last.
They just have to avoid a lot of things. But
yeah.
All right.
Consistent. I think they can win. They can win. I think they can go 6-4 a couple times in a stretch of 10 games. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I think they can go on a run of 7-3. Yeah.
And maybe 1 8-2 run in there for a 10 game.
Yeah, maybe
one.
Maybe.
Depends on what 10 game frame you're looking at.
I'd rather have 2 6-4s in a row than an 8-2 and a 3-7. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. By a game.
Well, it depends on who you're playing.
It depends on who you're playing too. Exactly. All right, Pete. What do you say?
I think they'll maybe string together like 4 or 5 wins. It'll probably be late in the season, and then they'll go like 1 for
15,
1 out of 9 or 10 to end it, and throw themselves back out of contention.
Gotcha.
Or they'll win the last couple of games and just miss.
Right? It's one or the other, right?
Yeah.
All right. So to answer the question, will the Mets ever play?
What was the original question?
Will the Mets ever play consistently good ball this year?
Yes, but it won't get them into the playoffs.
So you're saying yes. All right. I really, 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 really want to say no, but I gotta, you gotta believe, right?
Again,
you gotta believe.
We're talking about stringing together 4 or 5 or half a dozen good games. Yes, I think they'll do that.
Right.
Look,
will they, go back to winning 2 out of every 3 series or anything like that? No.
How many weeks are left in the season?
We're
approximately.
not. I don't think we're halfway yet. I mean, we're just.
So we got
halfway.
July, August. Let's just call it 12.
You got 3
weeks.
months worth.
You got 3 months.
or
You got half the season. You got about half the season.
Let's call it 15 weeks that are left.
You got about half.
Here's how I'm going to gauge it. Will the amount of poop emojis on John's Facebook feed be greater than or less than 20? 20.5 is the over-under.
Well, you know what? As
Was
people,
that just for baseball,
I was
or
gonna say-
No,
football
just
training
baseball.
camp? There could be some
No,
poop
but
emojis.
I'll take the over on that by week 4 of the Giants season, and they could be 4-0.
So it could be like 19 by the end of August, but then
Right.
2 weeks into September there could be
Right.
27
Right.
just in those first couple weeks.
now keep in mind,
Right.
and Harry will will tell you this. Pete will tell you this too. Both of them will tell you this. Keep in mind, a team could be winning the game.
Oh yeah,
One thing goes wrong in the game, even though it's inconsequential to the outcome of the game. I'm still
Like I
putting
said.
up a poop emoji.
Yeah, I think that even though the Giants, what did the Giants start the season 9-1? There was still 612 poop emojis,
Right.
Yeah.
and a lot of moose balls.
Lots of moose balls. Lots of moose balls. All right. All right. There we go. All right. That brings us to this week's MLB History Rapid Fire Quiz. This is Pete's favorite. This is Pete's favorite.
There we go.
We got to get it going right now.
What year did Lefty Gomez have a 1.65 ERA? And
All right.
Pete, where did the Mets play their first game?
There you go.
Dodger Stadium.
Where did and Pete?
Come on, I
what
thought
color?
Babe Ruth had the most intentional walks a couple weeks ago.
You know, he probably was at one point. He probably did,
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
but I mean,
They just
Bonds
weren't
is
recorded
like,
as such, I don't think.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Whatchamacallit? We're getting to the nitty gritty here. It's 2 weeks ago. Harry won 3-1. So you know the questions are getting harder. Well, at least for Harry. But but in any event,
Who was the owner of the Washington
Who was the owner
Cupcakes and
of the Decatur Staleys? And all right. Anyway, okay.
The official hot dog sponsor of the
St. Louis Browns.
48 Giants.
who,
Yeah.
St.
who is
Louis
who is in fourth place all time on the All ABA scoring list?
All right. Let's get going. So, Pete, are you ready for your first question this week?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Question number 1 for Pete. What color is a red fire truck?
Truck.
Trick question. Doesn't
Kidding. All right, here we go. Now, here's question number 1 for you. Who holds the record for the most times caught stealing?
in a season or
These are all time records. And remember, this is all these questions are post 1900. Okay, so at least there's that. They're like me 18.
All right, so Thick Legs McGillicuddy, who played till
he never even tried. He never even
94,
tried
he's
to
out.
steal a base.
All right.
Who holds the record for the most times caught stealing?
Is this? I'll say Henderson.
You'd be correct. It actually was Ricky Henderson. 330.
Is this one of those the most stolen bases and most times caught type of deals?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I was going to guess either him or Lou Brock.
Yeah, I was
There you
thinking
go.
Lou Brock first.
I like Thick Legs McGillicuddy was actually.
Thick Legs.
McGillicuddy never even attempted to steal a base.
He didn't even take a lead.
Well, not on purpose, but he was a notorious drunk, so he very often used
By the
to
way,
fall over towards
Legs-
second. Big singles
Legs-
hitter.
But he was
Let you
90
know.
feet tall, so he fell in the right direction. He just landed on second
If he would
base.
just
Thick
reach
Legs.
his hand out, he could have.
Thick Legs McGillicuddy is not a he.
Well, no, that was after his playing career. He and his wife were a vaudeville act.
There you
That's
go.
right.
The Thick Leg McGillicuddys.
That's right.
thick-legged McGillicuddies. There you go.
They'd be big on OnlyFans today.
They would be.
Yeah, his nickname was Tripod.
All right.
Her
nickname was Tripod, right?
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2, Pete. Ready?
Yeah.
Who holds the record for most outs made? Offensively,
as a batter.
As a batter, most outs made.
Jesus. I'll say man. I have a feeling this might be the same kind of question, but most outs made. I'll say Ricky Henderson.
It's probably up there.
No. was not Ricky Henderson. Harry for the steal.
Well, I think it's the same thing. It's probably Pete Rose. I mean, I'm guessing it's Pete Rose.
It's Pete Rose, yes.
It is Pete Rose.
It's Pete Rose. 10,328 outs he made
Jeez.
in his career.
Fucking slacker.
So there you go. All right. Back to Pete. Pete, your third question. Here we go. Ready? Who played in the most All-Star games?
Ever. How long have there been?
That's a tough one.
When did the All-Star games start?
In the 40s?
Really?
40s?
40s, 50s, 40s, I think. Yeah.
Ted Williams.
That would be correct. That would be incorrect. Sorry. Harry for the steal.
Hank Aaron?
That would be correct. Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron played in 20.
That was
the first name that came into my mind.
Well, why didn't you say it?
Because I didn't. I mean, he had such a long career.
Exactly.
You know? Well, yeah, but I mean,
because he was great. He was really good for so long. I'm just like, that can't be it.
Well, but I mean, part of his, I mean, there's the if you play long enough, you compile numbers, even if you're, just kind of good. I didn't know how many years he was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
25.
I didn't know if it was him. I'm guessing Willie Mays is probably right there. I don't know what his, but
it's not like he has 25 All-Star games. It's not like the next guy down had 12. So
right.
Who's next?
I don't know, but
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm guessing Willie Mays is up there.
Yeah. So, all right. Hold on. There
25
we go. Right.
All-Star games. That's crazy.
25 All-Star games. There you go. And he only played 23 seasons. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. All right, Harry, your question number 1. Ready?
All right.
All right, here we go. Who holds the record for most double plays grounded into?
Really? Okay.
Who holds the record for most double plays grounded into?
Grounded into. I want to. Is it? I want to go with somebody that I've already said for an answer here, but I doubt you'd put the same person in again. It's got to be somebody who played for a fucking long time. Unless it's the two people that are coming to my mind are actually two people that have already been answers on this quiz. I don't know. I don't think it's Hank Aaron, but I'm gonna say Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. Good guess. Wrong, but good guess. Pete for the steal.
All right, so it's somebody who played for a long time. Post 1900. Which narrows it down. Obviously, it was well, not obviously, but I'm assuming it was a really good hitter too.
I'm guessing it's if I'm gonna go back on my doubt. I think it's the answer was already. I think it's somebody who's already been an answer tonight, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna say, how about somebody like, how about Miguel Cabrera?
Miguel Cabrera. Wow, Miguel Cabrera. You know what's funny?
That's not right, obviously. But what's funny? I only say his name because I forget what it was. Somebody was.
Is that right or wrong? Week. Come on.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Okay.
Wrong.
No, but
what's funny about it is he's second or third on the list. Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I forget whether he's second and this other player's third, or he's third, this other player's second. The other player who held the record for a while, mind you,
is it Hank Aaron?
No, was actually Cal Ripken.
Oh, and Cal Ripken doesn't hold the record anymore?
Doesn't hold the record anymore. Somebody pretty much, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to beat this because, like I said, Cal Ripken is at 350 double plays grounded into over his career, and he had a long career, right? And he's either second or third. I forget where Miggy is. But this particular person had.
It's got to be Pujols.
It's Albert Pujols. 426. 426 double plays.
And the next guy's at what? 350 or something?
In the threes still. Yeah.
Pujols. I forgot about him.
So that's a nobody.
So, but I mean, didn't he have wasn't his career average over 300 or around 300?
Yeah. He hit the ball a lot.
He did.
Yeah. So every time he didn't get a hit, it was a double play.
It was a double play, right?
No, not necessarily.
Well, no. I mean, how many was it? 400 and how many?
426.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. So, that was I do, and I know I've said it before, and you both know it, but I do feel honored that I saw the last home run of his career in Pittsburgh.
You saw his last double play of his career.
That's the last line. Actually,
and his last 3 double plays, which are in the same game.
So his last home run, his last 3 double plays.
You saw him desperately limping to first base after hitting a fucking weak grounder to shortstop, fucking lumbering to first base, getting thrown out by 30 yards.
Well, I mean, Thick Legs McGillicuddy wasn't a hero of his.
I'm really honored to see him in a decrepit state, fucking barely holding on. You know what's funny is like
the home run he hit, he smoked though. And that was
How many?
well, the funny part is that he ended playing really great. It was the 4 years before that he looked washed up. His last year was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He had a resurgence. The stem cells and the fucking steroids.
There you go. The steroids. There you go.
Steroids.
There you go. Not hemorrhoids. Steroids.
He might add those too.
It's possible. Which
right,
is why
so,
it might be one of the reasons he grounded into a lot of double plays. All right.
So
All right.
Are we done?
No, we got
1-1 now.
It's still Harry's
2-1.
second question. 2-1. Yeah. Harry's second
2-1.
question. Here we go. Who holds the record for most runs scored in one season? Most runs scored in one
season.
One season.
Team or player?
Player. Who holds the record for most runs scored in one season?
Is it going to be somebody fucking just like really old? Like that no one knows? I feel like it's got to be. I feel like it was, well, was it Babe Ruth?
It was Babe Ruth. Yes, it was Babe Ruth. Yes, 177 runs scored in one season. There you go.
All right.
All right. Motoring along, Harry, your third question. Here we go.
We're not done yet. Jesus Christ.
No, one more. One more.
All right.
You see, here we go. Your question number 3. Right now, who has hit the most home runs this season?
In Major Leagues, it's a trick question. Like, did somebody hit one like today? That it's Ohtani, right? I mean, isn't he leading the league?
It's Ohtani. You see, and that's why I put that in there because I thought the questions that I gave to Pete were not ridiculously easy, but not super hard.
Right.
And I thought the first 2 questions I gave to you were really, difficult.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get them either of them right.
Right. Well, you got one of them right.
I got Ruth. Yeah,
you got Ruth right. So I apologize to Pete for that. Not that it would have mattered either way, but there you go.
Yeah, you really screwed me. Would have been 6-2 if you hadn't taken it.
Exactly.
There's only, how would it be 6-2? There's only 6 questions.
It still would have been.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. All right. Here's the weird fact for the. I've been doing these weird facts, whatever. Did you know the youngest player ever to play? How old the youngest player ever to play in a Major League Baseball game was?
I'm guessing probably.
Either of you?
I'll say 14.
16 years old.
Okay. Harry says 16. Pete says 14. Right in the middle. 15 years old. Joe Nuxhall in 1944, when a lot of men were obviously leaving baseball and going over to war. The Reds drafted Joe Nuxhall. He was 15. He obviously couldn't enlist and didn't go over to war. And he was a pitcher. In the first inning, he got shelled for 4 runs and another 4 hits on top of it, and they pulled him. But he went in the minors, and 8 years later, at 23, he came back again and had a pretty damn good career for the Reds.
He had a pretty good career, right? That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, had a good career for the Reds, and then wound up being a Reds broadcaster for like 40 years after that. But he was 15 when he threw his first Major League Baseball game. He's like a freshman high school pitcher, and he's pitching in the majors.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Kinda
your
like
weird.
Kobe.
There you go. That's your weird fact for the day. There you go. All right, cool. That brings us to This week's top five. This week's top five. This week's top five. And go back over here. This week's top five is top 5 position players currently in Major League Baseball. Top 5 position players currently in Major League Baseball. All right. So we each did our own list as normal. And there's 7 between them. So I'm just going to give each.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's a lot of consistency.
It's pretty much, yeah. So I'll do Pete's first. Pete's number 5 is Yordan Alvarez, left fielder from Houston. His number 4 is Corbin Carroll, left fielder from Arizona.
I thought it was Corbin Burnson.
Corbin Burnson was, that's his number 6. He just missed the cut. Right? His number 3, I think Corbin Burnson played for the Indians too. So
yeah, he played for the Indians.
Exactly. So number 3 is Freddie Freeman, first baseman for the Dodgers.
That was a pretty good pickup, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Number 2, Shohei Ohtani, pitcher and designated hitter for the Los Angeles Angels. And his number 1 is Ronald Acuna Jr., right fielder for the Braves. All right. Harry's was number 5, Randy Arozarena, Campoya, left fielder for the Tampa Bay Rays. Randy Arozarena.
Left fielders on this list.
A lot of left fielders, exactly.
It used to be a weak position for many years. I think Arozarena started as a center fielder, but anyway.
His number 4, Yordan Alvarez, left fielder for the Astros. His number 3, Luis Arias, second baseman for the Marlins. His number 2, Shohei Ohtani. And his number 1, Ronald Acuna Jr. My list, my number 5 is Randy Arozarena. My number 4 is Corbin Carroll. My number 3 is Shohei Ohtani. My number 2 is Freddie Freeman. And my number 1 is, we all agree on that one, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Boy, he's having a hell of a year. And I mean, Ohtani is too. I mean, it's hard to pick between those two guys, but the impact that Acuna has on the game is just, I haven't seen anybody have a year like this in a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, Arias is flirting with 400, which in today's day and age is pretty spectacular if you think about it. Mm-hmm. Alvarez, I mean, if you look for my thinking of my list, he was the one that I kind of weighed a little bit of what he did last year, especially in the playoffs, although he's just kind of carrying the Astros. He's such a clutch hitter. And it's interesting that Arozarena's on there. I remember watching him a number of years ago in preseason, his rookie year. And when you watch that guy play baseball, you just realize this guy's a difference maker. And I think he's on a really good Tampa Bay Rays team. He just comes up with there might not be a better two-way outfielder in baseball right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a difference maker. And, of course, Freddie Freeman, how could you? He was almost on my list. He's consistently been a great player for years and years. It's
well, Acuna right now is hitting .331 with 19 home runs and 51 RBIs.
Yeah, what's his OPS though? It's like
993.
993.
993.
Yeah.
And his WAR, I think his WAR is 4.8 or something like that.
It's somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman right now is batting .316 with 14 homers and 48 RBI, 940 OPS. Corbin Carroll he's batting .293 with 17 homers, 44 RBI, and 938 OPS. Randy Arozarena.
Bases.
This is kind of his breakout year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy Arozarena.
I mean, he has not really been a household name up until now, but
yeah.
No.
Randy Arozarena batting .289 with 14 homers and 54 RBI, 883 OPS, lowest OPS of the bunch so far.
Yeah, but what he does on the defensive end is just
Yep. Luis Arias. Do you know what his batting average currently is right now?
399.
399. He's batting .399 right now. He's only got 3 home runs and 38 RBI, but
38 RBIs though is not too shabby. That's a few more than Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
He is.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say he's by far in first place as far as batting average goes, but it's the 3 home runs that keep him down on the overall list. I
left him off my list. I think he's obviously one of the most exciting players in the game right now, and anytime you're flirting with 400, anywhere close to the All-Star break is pretty exciting. But
he reminds me.
I don't know
he
if
reminds
that
me of
makes
Tony
him one
Gwynn.
of the. Oh yeah, very much so. But I don't know if that makes him one of the best in the game right now. Best hitter, maybe, for the season, of course. But
he's a pretty good
that was
defensive
tough.
player. And
Yeah,
he scored a lot of
I mean, I
runs.
did a lot of
Yeah.
comparing for that number 5 spot between Carroll and Arozarena and Alvarez and Arraez and the other guy from Arizona,
Arias, Kettle Marte.
Yeah, Kettle Marte, and kind of looking at their stats. And Alvarez, I probably could have put him higher because he was sort of in line, at least above in some categories and slightly below in others, but in a bunch less games.
Yeah,
because
Wander
he's only got 18 home runs or whatever it was, but he hit it. He did it in like 20 or 25 less games than some of these other guys, and I couldn't keep him off. I had to put him on. So
right. There you go. So, and then to round it out, Shohei Ohtani is as far as pitching goes, he's got a 7-3 record with a 3.02 ERA, with 127 strikeouts and a 1.04 WHIP. Let's get some batting stats for him here.
He's got one of the most unique swings when he connects. He's got such a fast. Well, there's nothing compact about his swing, but it's fast. He just whips that bat around. It's kind of like part Ichiro, part Reggie Jackson. It's right. Just he just has one of the most beautiful swings in baseball. Right. He's kind of a low ball hitter. You can get him out up high. If you throw something down, forget about it.
Yeah. Well,
and by the way, he's a top 5 pitcher.
Yeah. His batting average is 304.
Yeah.
He's got 28 home runs most, and he's got 64 RBIs. And his OPS is 1.039.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's usually he doesn't I don't think he really bats over 300.
No, he's having a breakout year in both categories. And it was really hard for me not to. I could convince myself very easily to put him number 1. It's.
Yeah, I took the pitching aspect out of it,
right?
Because we were just talking about the position players, and so I'm like, he's a DH, but yeah, he'll look over the hopefully however long we get to see him play, hopefully another 15 years or so. He'll take some flack for maybe not necessarily being the best at any one thing, but the total package between what he does at the plate and on the mound, even if he's having just a good year in either of those categories or in both of them, and he's, in the top, 10, 12, 15 players in either on the mound or at the plate, you put those two things together and you go, that's ridiculous. We're lucky to be able to, you know what I mean?
More importantly, I think he's probably the most popular baseball player in the world right now.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
To round it out, I got a question about Shohei Ohtani. I got a question for you. It's not specific to this, but something else. But to round it out, Jordan Alvarez's stats are 277 average, 17 home runs, 55 RBIs, and 978 OPS.
Yeah, that's in how many games?
He's the new Big Papi who can play the outfield.
Yeah.
Right. Which we call now. My question about Ohtani to you is, does he follow suit with what Babe Ruth did, and at some point stop pitching and just bat? Or
I think there's a better. I think there's a better chance of doing the opposite. No, I think he'll continue. I think he's dedicated to. He knows what unique thing he has, And I think that's what I think he will continue to do both as long as he can. You know, Ruth sort of stopped because he could. You know, it's like he was pitching because they needed pitchers, even though he was one of the best. He was just like, and then he went to the Yankees and they had some pitchers, and he's like, all right, I don't need to pitch anymore. Right. That's such a long ago reality. I think that Ohtani knows where he's at in history, and when you're only contemporary that you're being compared to is Babe Ruth, then I think he's going to go out of his way to make sure that he far surpasses Ruth's pitching accomplishments, so that he becomes, you know, the best two-way player of all time. And I think he will. Right. I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't. Mm-hmm. I mean, how old is Ohtani? Yeah. 26, 27?
Ohtani is just had it. Where'd it go? Where did it go?
Yeah.
Did you ask me how many games Jordan Alvarez played in?
No, I just asked
like
old.
50 or 60 or something like that, right?
He's 28. He's 28.
Ohtani, okay.
Ohtani's 28. Jordan Alvarez played in 57 games so far.
Yeah.
So
he's putting up those numbers in, you know,
he is the most clutch power hitter in the game. He's and there's nobody that scares me more than Jordan Alvarez. He's that good.
And to answer your question, John, I think he'll do both until it becomes prohibitive to do both.
Until he can't.
And you know, I think he
will. It won't be preemptive.
He wants to, and
it won't be preemptive. They'll just do both until obviously one.
No, I mean, look, if he. I just don't believe the Angels are ever going to get it together. If he goes somewhere and, you know, wins a couple of World Series and, you know, maybe gets an MVP or whatever, and then maybe in another 4 or 5 years when he's, you know, heading into his mid-30s, let's say, he might go, yeah, this is getting really tough on my body. I could probably do both, but I'd rather be good to great at one than if I'm going to be mediocre at both. And maybe he'll give it up before he really physically has to. But
you know, what would be great is if he remains a starting pitcher until like 35, and then he just becomes a closer.
There you
go. And he could still DH. You know, he might do that.
Yeah. He'll always DH. Yeah.
He could be a closer.
He'll switch to being a closer and a DH
for 3, 4, 5 more years, and then probably be a DH till he's 43 or 44.
Yeah.
Well, now, how would this work though? Because obviously he's a starting pitcher, right? He's scheduled to pitch, and then he can DH the other 4 days, right? As a closer, you don't know when you're going to be needed, and he can't DH and then close the game.
You can actually, if there's a substitution for his DH position, he can go in and be a pitcher.
Move to pitcher.
Yeah, and then he would just have to vacate his DH spot. Yeah, because
I think so,
you know, there's times when position players come in and pitch.
That they were just on the mound. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They just have to get, and they could still stay in the lineup. Actually, if you don't have to go out of the lineup, you don't have to have a DH. You can allow your pitcher to hit.
Well, actually, I mean, he pitches and DHs in the same game.
Yeah.
So why couldn't he just be a DH and then come in as a pitcher and still hit?
That's what I'm saying. He can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there you go.
I don't think there would be any rule against that.
There you go. All right. All right. That was a good list tonight. I liked it. We have an old balls tonight?
Nah, I don't think so. Not with the top players today.
Top old balls.
Yeah, just young. Just young balls.
Young balls. We got to play it once though. There you go. That's it. Had to get it in there.
All right. Top 5 players and our top 10 young balls.
Young balls.
All in one list.
All right. All right. Got another sports just a quickie for you.
There's so many quickies. It's not
no. It's just a quickie. Just a quick.
I feel violated.
Well, it's been a while.
Doesn't anyone want to cuddle anymore?
Yeah. You had a little time to recoup. A little sandwich in there. You got to go. All right. Here's my question. We'll start with this one. We'll start with Pete. What is your most wildest sports memory? Any sport, doesn't have to be baseball. Wildest sports memory.
Wildest?
Wildest.
What do you mean by
wildest? Like and this could be one. I'm sure it isn't, but it could be one. The helmet catch, right? David Tyree's helmet catch in Super Bowl. Something along those lines. Yeah.
Well, this is really a bad question for me because it requires memory. So, does it have to be? So, are we looking for something at an event that I was actually at, or just
anything
in general?
Yeah, in general.
All right. Wildest sports memory.
Wildest sports memory.
I'll say 1976. New Paltz Little League. I hit a game-winning double off of Charles Davis, the NFL analyst, and
was he the NFL analyst?
Was he in the crowd?
He was.
He hit it.
He was.
Boom!
He's by far the greatest athlete.
Did you apologize?
No. Smoked a double into left center and was a game-winning hit, and that took us into the championship game, which we actually won. So that was my lone sports trophy for a championship.
We're talking about personal sports memories or professional sports memories that we witnessed?
Well, I was going with professional sports memories, but I like Pete's. That's pretty good. So.
Yeah, I mean,
I was also going to say Pete's double off Charles Davis.
Pete's double off Charles Davis as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you don't understand. Chaz was he was a man amongst boys.
I got you.
Literally, he was an analyst for.
He's the greatest athlete that New Paltz has ever produced.
I thought you were.
Yeah.
No. Now, as far as professional
New Paltz is a pretty
goes,
ritzy town
there. Not really. As far as the pro side goes, I'll say the Mets winning the '86 series, and I was standing in the bar, and a friend of mine jumped up on another guy's back and raised his hands, and the ceiling fan hit him in the hand and cut him.
Nice.
And he had to go to the hospital to get stitches.
That sounds like a Mets fan.
But the Mets won. So
there you go.
They won. So they won the series.
All right, Harry. Yours.
Well, I mean, on the positive side, for where my team actually did something. I mean, the one game playoff between the Yankees and the Red Sox in 77, was it 77 or 78?
77, right?
Yeah, that goes down really because I wasn't able to watch it on TV because my sister had a doctor appointment. I was listening to it in Nutley, New Jersey, outside of a doctor's office on a transistor radio with about 14 other people standing around me listening to the game. I would say that stands out. Obviously, Reggie's 3 home runs in one game was just mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. And then the other two that come to mind are Reggie Miller scoring, 8 points in 9 seconds against the Knicks on the negative side. That was something that just boggled my mind. And then I would say the Game 7 of the 1994 NBA Finals, where Pat Riley just refused to put an all-star of Rolando Blackman in the game when John Starks could not hit the side of a fucking barn with a rocket. He just was fucking atrocious.
Don't even get me started on that one.
So those are all pretty equal. Wide right
was a great or something, wasn't it?
Was a great moment. Yeah. So I don't know. I would say out of all of them, Bucky Dent. I mean, that was just. I think it was a classic moment because I could kind of remember the day. I can remember it was sunny and crisp, and it was a fall day, and I was listening to it on the radio, and I think that makes it pretty unique, I guess.
Nice. Very true. All right. And if you're playing along, mine, I'll give you a 3-2-1. My number 3, wide right, My number 2, ball through Buckner's legs. And my number 1, the helmet catch.
Yeah. And the other one I'll throw in there, which I did not see live. I don't think anybody did because it was on a tape delay. But do you believe in miracles? I mean, as a kid of that age at that time, I think we can all agree that was just a pretty special moment.
Yeah, that was them winning the Olympic gold was amazing.
And just beating the Russians was,
and they beat the Russians in the semifinals.
Yeah, they needed to go and beat Sweden. Was it
Finland?
Finland. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Anyway, all right.
One of those IKEA colored countries.
There you go. Anyway, all right. Cool. Yeah, I thought that would be a little thought provoking. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. That brings us to Pete's box over under.
Oh God.
Pete's box over under.
Pete's box over under.
As I
box over under
looked around my desk with the many papers on it, I saw some bills. So I thought, so I haven't paid it yet.
Are these bills from 1996? Or you still get paper bills?
Now, this is my most. I like paper bills. I don't like getting reminders on the computer because then they disappear and then I forget about them. So
yeah, that's true.
I like
the other way around. When I get a paper bill, it disappears. I need it on the computer.
So I have here.
I don't like either.
I don't like either. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't like bills in general, but if I have to have my one in paper. So I have here my National Grid bill.
National Grid?
Is, National Grid, company? That is the gas.
Gas.
Natural gas.
Natural gas, okay.
Yeah, so we have natural gas for our furnace and for the kitchen and everything.
Yeah.
So, and this is due July 16th.
Is it 1 month bill or 6 months?
Yeah, it's a 1 month bill.
How big is your house?
Let me give you the breakdown here. All right, let's see. $32, $35. So 72 therms. Gas supply. There's so many taxes and stuff on here.
I know.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
All right.
So let's see. 1.3528 times 32 therms. And then the rate adjustment is 0.10258 times 35 therms. And the gas supply is 0.2933 times 35 therms. And then
how many square feet is your house?
Let's see. I don't know. It's about 25 by.
I was gonna say 40, about 4,000 or 5,000 square feet.
25 by 40 by 2 stories.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's the over under?
How many is that?
25 by 40 by 2 stories.
2,000 square feet.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, the electric company's always like, oh, your house is like 1,200 square feet. You're using a lot of electricity. I'm like, that's a little bigger than that. I guess they don't know that we remodeled.
What's your electric company?
That's
like
PSE&G.
PSE&G you have out there.
So yeah. Why is it on? Why is it actually separate? Why is it called grid something or other?
No, a lot of
National Grid.
Natural gets the gas. It's the gas service. PSE&G supplies electric.
Yeah.
Even though the G in PSE&G stands for gas.
Yeah, actually, I think it's PSEG now.
PSEG.
Took out the and. I think they took out the ampersand, I believe.
Right. Yeah, I have 2 separate too. I pay a gas bill and an electric bill, 2 separate things.
Yeah, so because they can screw you that way. They can charge you all the little extra taxes and all that stuff twice.
So.
And you're using
Right.
about 720 therms a month, you think?
I don't know.
That's 72 therms a month. So.
Let's see.
All right, so what's the over-under?
Oh wait, here we go. All right, let me give you the let me give here we got the therms list. So I'll give you January was 134. March was 150. This is this year.
Mm-hmm.
April was 75.
Mm-hmm.
May was 35. June of this year, 35.
So what's the over-under?
So the over-under, oh, my headphones are going to crack out soon. The over-under is $91.
Oh, $91. I'm going to go over.
He's going over.
I'm going under.
He's going under. Of course you are. All right. Well, John, congratulations, because the bill due July 16th for the 35 therms or whatever it is, plus all the taxes, is. Can you see that?
Barely $80-something.
$83.65.
$83.65. There you go.
That's cheap as
There
fuck.
you go.
So you have air conditioning in your house?
I guess that's electric.
That's
Yeah, I
electric.
know. Well, your furnace is still running for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, we
You don't take any baths.
it fluctuates. The electric is going to go up over the summer, of course, because the AC is going to run. And
does it get
in the wintertime, the gas is always higher because the furnace is gas.
Is it like $300 a month in the winter?
For the gas, not quite that high, but it gets close. But the electrical,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
No, we get a thing. We get a thing about the. I think it's from National Grid. It's from one or the other where they compare you to the average house and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we're usually pretty far underneath, except for like July and August, and then we're over. Yeah, it must be the electric.
Do you feel inferior by somebody else telling you you're a below average household?
No, our energy consumption is better. It's below the average household. So.
Oh, they're talking about energy consumption. Okay.
My gas bill is low and electric high in the summer, and then they flip flop and not as much in the winter. So.
Yeah, have that. Yeah, and then you have like the spring and the fall months where you're kind of in between.
In between, yeah. So.
And then then it's like, probably like this is pretty close to the lowest as far as our usage goes. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
There you go.
There we go. $83.
Congratulations.
All right. There you go. All right. Anything else we got tonight?
God, I hope not.
I don't.
Of course.
think so.
I think every show I said, we got anything else tonight? And Harry says, God, I hope not. On every show.
Well, I'm consistent.
Well, we are consistent.
Consistently consistent. All right. All right. On that note, we'll wrap the show for today. I want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithitpodcast.com. That's getonwithitpodcast.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. And of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy all the sports you watch, and we will talk to you soon, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.
$83 a month. Not bad.
Not a bad deal.
Not bad at all.
For now.
At the moment. We'll revisit it in January.
Gas is high right now, so
Exactly.
it might come down.
It's true.
Sure it will. Never come.